Greetings, JavaScript hackers. We're in Module 2, the JavaScript 2 module, where we're going to talk about object orientation. I'm assuming that you've gone through all these readings and you're starting to have a sense for how classes work in not the most recent version of JavaScript, but a very recent, last year's release of JavaScript ES6. So today we're going to do Jamba Juice 1, and the idea here is I was over at Jamba Juice the other day and I noticed this menu and I thought, hey, that would be kind of a good domain to represent in an object-oriented way, because we've got drinks and they've got prices and they've got ingredients and calories and so forth. So it looks like we can kind of play around with this and at least explore the syntax and the semantics of simple classes in JavaScript, which is all you're going to really need. So if we look at this menu, and by the way, you can click on it to get the expanded version if you want to read some of these things that are kind of tiny. The idea is that one of these menu items can be represented by the name of the drink that you'd order, the list of ingredients in it, which would be an array, the price for a small, medium, or large, and the number of calories in a small, medium, or large drink. Okay, so what we're going to do in this first exercise is create JavaScript classes to represent 4 menu items. We're going to look in this column: Papaya Sunrise, Peach Perfection, Strawberry Dragon, and Strawberry Whirl, and we'll use them to define another class called menu. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So let's follow the instructions. I'm going to start the timer. And then I'm going to log into JS Fiddle, so that means I have to go here, and I click my little 1Password thing, and I'm logged in, and I'll go to an editor, and I create a new JS Fiddle. And so what I need to do is create a class called menu item with a constructor that takes a name, an array of ingredients, an object for prices, and an object for calories. So let's do that. So we'd start, and you notice I've kind of resized these. These fiddle windows can kind of be resized a little bit. And I made the JavaScript area as big as possible because we're not using HTML or CSS or anything at the moment. Okay, so what do I have to do? Let me remember. Time is wasting and I can't remember what. Okay, menu item, name, ingredients, prices, and calories. Okay, so class menu item. Okay, and then we're going to make a constructor which takes a name, what is it? A name, ingredients, prices, and calories. Name, ingredients, prices, calories. And then what we'll do is we'll simply say this.name equals name, this.ingredients equals ingredients, this.prices equals prices, this.calories equals calories. So you can see it. I'm not worried. It doesn't really matter what the types of these things are. We're just going to create these internal properties of the objects that's going to be constructed of this class to represent this class that will hold these things. Okay, so that's pretty simple. And then we want to create an instance of these things. Okay, and that's also pretty simple. So let's create a instance for Papaya Sunrise. So let's say let Papaya Sunrise. So we're going to create a variable equal new menu item. First argument is Papaya Sunrise. Second argument is the list of ingredients, which means I have to find papaya, strawberry, and peach. So papaya, strawberry, peach. Third thing is the prices, and the prices for at least this one are you can see there's like one of these drinks is more expensive, but the other ones are all $5.15, $5.75, and $6.55. $5.15, that one 15, $5.75, and $6.55. JavaScript doesn't have great representation, or if you really want to manipulate decimal values like prices, you probably shouldn't be using their floating point because it does bad things when you do arithmetic on it. But we're not going to worry about that for now. Oh, that should be an no, that should be an object, right? So we're going to change this to look like this actually. So small, medium, large. Okay, then finally the calories for this are 190, 280, 330. And what I can do is actually just kind of make a copy of this object and then change this. 190, 280, 330. Okay, so that is what a menu item might look like. So before we go any further, let's kind of just see if this makes sense. And the way we're going to make sense is we're going to open up the Developer Tools menu. Okay, and so I'll do that with Propeller Option J on a Mac, and I get this thing right here. And then what I can do is if I say something like console log papaya sunrise, and then I do Control Enter to, and I can either press the run or type Control Enter. Control Enter is a lot more convenient. It's going to basically log to this console the value of this JavaScript expression, which is in fact this new menu item. And the thing I want you to notice when you're running Chrome, which you should be, with this Developer Tools, is that the object that's returned can be inspected in this kind of convenient way. So we can see, great, we got a menu item back, that's what we wanted, and the name of it is Papaya Sunrise, and it's got an array of 3 elements, and then it's got 2 objects to represent prices and calories. And we can look at all these things. So the ingredients, there's our ingredients array, here's our object with our calories, that all looks good, and our prices, that all looks good. Okay, so it's very useful when you're working with JavaScript to take advantage of the console in Chrome in the Developer Tools menu, because it makes it easy to look at things. Okay, let's go back and figure out what we're supposed to be doing. So we got to make a peach perfection, a strawberry dragon, and a strawberry whirl. Okay, so a peach let's do Control C. So peach perfection equals peach perfection, and it's a little bit of humbug. Peach, mango, strawberry, peach, mango, strawberry, but at least we don't have to do the whole darn menu. We're just going to do 4 items. The prices are the same, and then the question is, what's the calories? That's 210, 320, 360. So 210, 320, 360. Is that right? Is that 210, 320, 360? Okay, sure. And then our next one is strawberry dragon. That's the one that's got different prices, fortunately. So we'll say strawberry. And again, we gotta, we should use this, kind of the standard, I guess, Java camel case for variable naming, and we're using let instead of var, because this thing might change. Actually, we probably should actually use const rather than let, because these are constants. They're not going to change at all. For strawberry dragon, that thing's got pitaya, strawberry, orange, passion fruit, mango, and banana. Pitaya, strawberry, orange. So pitaya, strawberry, orange, strawberry, orange, passion fruit, mango, and banana. Passion fruit, mango, banana. And then it's got different prices: $5.85, $6.25, $6.85. $5.85, $6.25, $6.85. And it's also got the most calories: 360, 480, and 610. 360, 480, and 610. Okay, that's our strawberry dragon. And then our last one is going to be strawberry whirl. And again, this is all learning. Don't get all frustrated that you got to type a little bit. Strawberry, banana, apple. So strawberry, banana, apple. It's got the default cost, and then the calories are 210, 310, 380. 210, 310, 380. Isn't that funny? How the heck could the small have the same, and then it starts to get different for medium and large for this? I don't know how that would be, but okay. So there are our 4 drinks, and so we create an instance of menu, use the console to check that they represent their item correctly. So we could look at, well, here's the way we could do that. We could say papaya sunrise, peach, perfection, strawberry, dragon, and strawberry whirl. And now, the other thing you just know about this is you press this and it clears the console. So if you ever get confused about what's from your last execution, what's from your next, you do that. Now remember, you have to click in this window for your Control Enter to do the right thing. So there we have our 4 menu items, and you can kind of click into them and see that they seem to have, the right looking thing. And they do. So let's clear out the console there and go back and see what happens. Now it gets fun, because we create a class called menu, which provides access to one or more menu item instances. So, and for this, there'll be an add menu item method to add a menu item, and a find menu items that takes an ingredient string and returns all the menu items that contain that ingredient. Okay, so how would we do that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this, I'm going to comment out this console. So we're going to say class menu. Okay, and we now need to hold an array of menu items within the menu. So to do that, the way, the standard thing you do here is you create a constructor, and in the constructor we say this dot menu items equals an empty array. Okay, that's the way we kind of create an initial initialize our properties that we're going to need within our method. So if we say add menu item, which takes a menu item, then we can say this dot menu items, menu items dot push menu item. All right, so that looks good. And then we need to do this last thing, which is find menu items ingredient, which takes an ingredient string and returns all the menu items that contain that ingredient. So what we're asking is, let's say we wanted to know all the drinks that had mango in it. We could use this thing and it would return, whatever it is, like strawberry whirl. Well, what does have mango? Strawberry dragon has mango, and peach perfection have mango. So that's what we want this thing to do. Okay, so let's write that method. Find menu items given an ingredient. Okay, so how are we going to do that? Well, we need to first have a, I don't know, let's call it items to return. So that'll be our variable, our empty array, which is going to accumulate the menu items that actually have the ingredient in it. How are we going to find those menu items? Well, the first thing we need to do is we need to iterate through all of the menu items in our menu items variable. And so the way we do that using ES6 is we say let menu item of this dot menu items. Okay, that's the standard. This is the for of, which is what you use with an array, and then use this let to declare the block scoped variable that will be bound to each of the values in this dot menu items within there. Okay, so we're going to say here we got a menu item, and then we say within it if menu item, and menu item has a list of ingredients, right? Okay, so the question is, how do we say menu items dot ingredients? Okay, how do we check to see whether we have this value ingredient if it's a member of this array of items? When we get to the next module, in which we'll talk about underscore, you'll find that there's this method called contains, which takes care of this for you very easily. But we haven't got there yet. So what's the more kind of standard JavaScript? And the standard JavaScript way of doing this, which I don't like that much, but it's to say, okay, is if we try to find the index of this object within this array, is that index greater than or equal to 0? Okay, because it'll return -1 if it couldn't find it. All right, so that's the kind of the JavaScripty, way to do this. Standard basic JavaScript way of determining whether an element is present in an array. Okay, so if we found ingredient inside our menu item of ingredients, then that menu item is part of the menu items to return. So then we can say items to return dot push menu item. Okay, and then once we get out of the for loop, this should just return items to return. Okay, so that is our find menu items. So let's just do a run this just to make sure that we don't have any missing parentheses or anything like that. And we don't. So now we can kind of play around with this. So we've got our 4 menu items: papaya, sunrise, peach, perfection. So let's say const my menu equals new menu, and then we can say my menu dot add menu item papaya sunrise. Let's just see that that works okay. And it does, I believe. Control return. Yeah. Okay. Actually, to convince myself a little better, what I could now do is do a console.log of my menu, and then I see that I have a menu, and then in the menu items, it's an array of length 1, and this first element in it is this menu item that's papaya sunrise. So yes, indeed, our object is the way we want it to look. So let's add all 4 of our guys to here. Okay, and we've got peach perfection, strawberry dragon, and strawberry whirl, come on. Okay, let's just try seeing that. Okay, now we've got 4 elements. And then our last question is, let's try console log my menu dot find menu items with mango. And if we do that, we find that we're returned 2 menu items, the first one being peach perfection and the second one being strawberry dragon, which are the 2 indeed that have mango in them. Alright, so going back to this, so we found the 2 menu items. Let's press save, and time is 20 minutes 45 seconds, so you know, between 20, let's say 22 minutes is a good amount of time to do this. You guys won't be talking as you do it, so hopefully you'll go a little faster. But as you can see, there's not a lot of interesting code here. We create a class, we create instances of that class. That took a little while just to type all that out. And then we create a menu that is a container for items in that class where we can add stuff to it, and then we can do a very simple operation over those objects. So there, and we also learned a little bit about, you know, using the console to inspect elements. So all in all, nice little wad there. You know, take you 20 minutes to get through it, but I think it's well worth the time.